Hello, hello, hello. I'm here. Don't see anyone in chat yet, but I'm actually like a whole minute live early, so I know people aren't used to me being even on time, let alone a whole minute early. So, oh, there's Galena. Hello, Galena. Yes, you are first in. Front and center, Miss Galena. That's what you get for being first. All right. Let me get my foot up. All right. Hello, Dar. Let's see. Am I straight? Yeah, I think I'm straight as long as I keep my paper straight. Don't worry. My cough's not too bad. It's not very deep right now, and it's very seldom. I may cough more once I start talking, so I'm just going to put in a message. Hello, Judy. Yes, I am, Judy. Thank you. I've become obsessed with yarn recently again. I was obsessed with it in university and the first years after I was out of university. And I've become obsessed with it again. So I haven't been in chats much recently because I've been watching knitting podcasts and yarn podcasts and I don't know. You know what it's like when you get obsessed with something. Crochet linen stitch, and this is a pooling technique with a pooling yarn. That this linen stitch, the way you line them up in a particular way, gives you this plaid pattern. Hey, Joan. Hello. Oh, what did I do? My stencils came in. What did I do with them? They were in the mailbox. Well, I guess I assume on Friday because there they are. Okay, they are there, so I can show them. Yeah, I assume they were there. I don't know if they were there Thursday or Friday because I didn't check my mail until last night. So, and no mail today because it is Victoria Day here in Canada. So I'm going to start by sharing this. So Dr. Dot's not here yet, or Vaughn. They might be getting ready. Yeah, I did, Joan. I mean, they mailed them out. I ordered them Thursday night, the first night, and I got my notice that they were mailed out on the Friday morning. So I knew they'd be here. It just depends on whether Canada Post decides to, whoever's working customs, whether they decide to hold them on their desk or not. But Anyway, no, they came through. It usually takes about 2 weeks for things to get through here. So, thanks, Judy. I did tweet as well. So, hi, Sharon. Thank you, Joan. Yes, here in Canada, the Monday just before the 24th of May is always Victoria Day weekend. And we celebrate Victoria Day because Queen Victoria was the monarch who signed our Confederation bill that allowed Canada to start self-governing. And of course, we still remain in the Commonwealth. So, of course, we celebrate her birthday. Queen Victoria's birthday is the 24th. So we call it the May 24th weekend or Victoria Day weekend. So it's always the Monday before the 24th, unless the 24th is a Monday, then of course. So it's always the Monday before the Memorial Day weekend in the U.S. So the U.S. next Monday is their holiday weekend. Our holiday weekend's always the Monday before. So this this was a practice bag. I had to do several pull-outs because you have to be very careful with your tension when you're working this linen stitch to make sure that your colors line up and move. The stitches have to move. This particular yarn had 4 single crochets in each color variegation. So you have to make sure that those stitches move over one each time. And then, of course, when those 2 colors cross over on each side, then you get the diamond here. But then you get the larger diamond as well of each color. So this one has 5 colors. Hey, Helen. Hey, Jean. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Jean. I read Kathy goes, hi, Jean. So I'm like reading, hi, Jean. I mean, hi, Kathy B. So took a bit of tearing out and practicing because you have to be very careful with your tension. And then when you end up with your color on the edge and going back, sometimes you have to go really loose or you have to do a little fiddling in order to not have too much, anyway, color to make the turn. And so it just takes practice. It's easy because it's just a linen stitch. So it's like single crochet, one single crochet, 1 chain, 1 single crochet, 1 chain. And you do your single crochet in the chain space that you left on the row below. So it interlocks them. So I saw this technique on a video and I'm like, oh. So some variegated yarns, you have to have a variegated yarn that has very specific, the variegation is a repeat and that each time each color is the same length. So they Red Heart and Premier actually makes pooling yarns that are specific for this technique. But then there are some other variegated yarns that you can make it work. But yes, it's all one yarn. It is a variegated. Here, I'll show you the yarn. Whoops. This is the yarn. So this is Red Heart Super Saver pooling yarn. Premier calls it plaid, I believe. They call theirs plaid. That's pooling yarn. So each, here I can show you on this one that I've got. This is my one. This is the one I was working on. So you can see that each color okay, so there's the gray. There's the pink. Now this one is really good because each color is 4 single crochets and 4 chains. So you can see that they've colored this variegation so that each color of yarn is the same length. Yeah. Yep, pooling, Pooling. Isn't that cool? Guys, let me know if my sound is better today. The microphone was plugged into a USB hub. So I unplugged it from the hub and plugged it directly into my computer. So let me know if that makes any difference with the crackling or my sound issues. Because if it does, then I'll know I just have to plug it directly into my computer. Okay, thanks. So just let me know if it goes a little funny throughout I have a feeling it was because it was into the hub. Sometimes hubs can be a bit tricky for certain external devices, and I should have figured that out right away, because I know your camera, you're not supposed to plug your camera through a hub. So of course a microphone makes sense too. Hey Vaughn. So yeah, so you can do all this wonderful color work without any, like, the other side. Oops. You can see I have not sewn in my ends yet. So the other side, it's great for scarves and stuff, because basically you have a two-sided fabric, right? Because the linen stitch gives you the same thing on the reverse side. So, yeah. And of course, if I have a steamer, and you go through, and for the zipper part, so I'm just going to use this for odds and ends, probably for crochet needles, like just as a notions sack. I was trying to make it large enough for an actual, I'm planning. I have tons of yarn that I bought that does this pooling. But so this was a practice one. I want to create one that has a bottom. To make it a project bag, but I'll have to use my other. I have some of that zipper by a roll. You buy a whole roll of zipper and then you cut it to the length you need, because these are 12-inch zippers, but the bag I want to make, I'm gonna need a little bit longer than a 12-inch zipper. And the cool thing, I need to block this because I've got a little bit of pulling on my zipper. I'm not perfect at. You actually just do a chain on through the zipper. You use a small 2.0 or 2.5 millimeter needle, and you poke directly through the zipper and do a chain. You can also do it by needlepoint, do a chain needlepoint, but I'm even worse at the chain. So in a couple of spots, I got a little bit tight with my chain, but if I block this and steam it, it'll pull and help. But I mean, it's just for me. If I was selling it, that would be an issue, but it's just for me. Hey, Jillian, isn't it gorgeous? It is Super Saver pooling yarn. And it's, if anyone is interested, I learned this technique from the lady who is the spokesperson for Red Heart Yarn, and her name is Marley Bird, MarlyBird. And so she has a channel on YouTube, and she does a very good demo of this pooling technique. So, yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool, Judy, right? Hey, Jeannie. Yeah, so they have several. Like, I have a yarn also that's zebra. So it's red heart pooling and it's zebra. So it's black and gray and white. And so, yeah. And I have a couple more. I have some more of this as well. I do want to do I tried to do a hat. I actually have a hat made, but the problem with that is I'll have to do it on a smaller hook than I was doing it, because you have to, a hat is in the round. So you'll notice that as this goes around, the pattern continues, right? So I only have one seam, and even where I seamed it, it's close. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. It continues the pattern. It's more like one stitch off, I think, because of the way I sewed it up. But it almost continues the pattern even in the seam, right? So this is 4 repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it's 4 repeats of the pattern. This. So even doing 3 was a tiny bit big for my head as a hat. So I'm going to go down maybe like 2. This is a fairly thin. It's a worsted, but it's a thin worsted. They call it a 4, but you know, it can be done in a smaller hook size, because this color is the color of my winter coat. So I want to do a hat and a scarf. So anyway. Oh yeah, I like my lighted hooks. I tested them. I didn't use my lighted hooks for this yarn, simply because I already had it started and it's not dark yarn. But I do have a brown. I have a brown base yarn, pooling yarn that I will be using my lighted hooks for. So I'm excited to use those. So far, I've only tested them. Oh, Judy, I didn't know you knit. Do you knit or crochet? Oh, thank you, Helen. Yeah. Oh, really? Don't see. I didn't know who all knit or crocheted. I do both. I prefer knitting. Until I found Tunisian crochet, I really preferred knitting. But like when I learned crochet back as a teenager or a young teen, Mom taught us all to crochet. Mom preferred crochet because it went faster. So she often crocheted for other people or for us. Always had crocheting on the go. So she liked to crochet because it went so much faster. It uses much more yarn. But back when I learned to crochet, like the in thing was granny squares or the mile a minute. And I don't like either because I don't like all the holes left. I like nice fabric. This is nice fabric. There's no holes all over the place. This is a linen stitch. I never knew this kind of a stitch happened. I didn't know this kind of a stitch happened in crochet, because I always thought it was like the granny square was crochet, right? Anyway, so I am enjoying crocheting, but I still love knitting. I have some knitting projects that I've got on my mind too. So anyway, so that's my bag. That's one of the things I've been up to. So I kind of have this technique down pat now. So I also like to take, this is just my own pattern, right? Just threw together a bag. I saw this technique of, how to insert a zipper into a project. So you can even do this in a sweater, right? I have a sweater that I have almost it's finished, except it needs to be sewn together. And I haven't done it because it calls for buttons, and I couldn't find buttons I wanted anywhere that I liked. So I might actually take the button band off get a zipper and then crochet a zipper in to my sweater. But anyway, there's a technique, so why not use it, right? Anyway. Thanks, Fawn. Hey, Judy. Hey, May. Sorry if I missed anyone else. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. So, some other things. I want to share some stuff. Okay. You can see how much I love plaid. I do have a Scottish hat background. All right. Many of you will recognize this big, huge envelope. They are so nice. I don't know if everyone got this, but I got this bonus little thank you. Free stencil, very cool bird. And I got this big butt stencil, as I call it. Look at that. See, I love spots and stuff. I just don't like, so I've got another splatter stencil. Excuse me. Oh, and I love these fade in stencils. And I figured, this is one I could have created myself. But really, am I going to really create all those like circles? Cut them out myself with my, why do it when Big Butt Stencil does such a great job of it? So this is one of those fade in stencils. It looks like it fades in and out. And ta-da! Love this mask. And the Jonies. This makes me, you know what this makes me think of? I don't know if it's what inspired you, Joan, but this makes me think of the leaves of thistle. So, you could do a short version of this and then put the lovely purple thistle. It looks like the leaves of a thistle plant. Really cool. You could turn this into a tree, or you could do it if you did it up. Look, upside down. These look like very tall Christmas trees. Ah. And cobblestone. I love cobblestones. Oh, see, haha. I've got brains up here. Well, and I know that because, of course, growing up. One moment, I need to scratch my back, so I'm using my ruler. Growing up, I was in a pipe band for years and years and years and years and years. So, of course, the pins on our hats were thistle. So, cobblestone. And the free one, of course, with the gotta love circles. These bookmark ones they're really cool. But I think they're even large enough to put on half of them would work on an ATC as well. So kind of like wonky 3D squares that all get squished in or something. No, this was the free one, wasn't it? The bookmark one. This is the ATC. Yeah. This one I bought. No. Anyway, one way or the other. One of them was free. One of them I bought. So that's very cool. So I've got to add those to my stencil collection. One moment. Let me get those up front because those are, I'm going to put them back in the envelope just because it's easier to wrangle them until I get them in my folio. All right. I got some other goodies that I've been waiting for because I ordered these long ago before Christmas. They were part of my Christmas present, actually. to myself. But apparently We Are Memory Keepers is notorious for getting their wholesale orders out, especially to smaller shops. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They make sure that they service their larger stores first. So I finally got my foil quill pen set. So I think my next stream, I'm going to be all set up and I'm going to use this and do some foiling. It works. These insert into your Cameo, but they have the things that work with Cameo, or they work with Cricut, or they work with the Gazelle. They work with the Scan and Cut. Anyway, so I bought the kit that had all three. I mean, basically, when you buy the kit that has all three, one of them was free. So it has a fine, a regular, and then the broad tip thing. So can't wait to use that. So you use your Cameo. Basically, what this is a hot tool, you know, like a wood, only with a little bit lower temp, obviously, but like a wood burning tool with a lower setting. And it goes into your Cameo, into the slot where your blade usually is. Yeah. In case you've never seen it. All right, save the paper for last because that's really, I haven't opened it yet. So I have a melting pot. And when I bought my melting pot, I didn't realize they had these extra pans to put inside. They're project pans, so you can use them for if you're working on a large project that you're going to have left over and you want to come back to it, you know, like you can do this. But it also can, this is also the way you have to use this for melting beeswax, because it creates, because it goes on top of the regular project pan, then it doesn't get as hot. So your beeswax won't go on fire on you. Anyway, but of course, they don't make the melting pot anymore, so they don't make these inserts. So I was like, darn, I almost sold my melting pot because I couldn't use my beeswax in it, which I kind of wanted to. And then I decided, no, I'm going to keep my melting pot. I still have lots of UT, and I love using it for UT, so I'm going to keep my melting pot. I decided not to sell it. Well, my local scrapbooking store, she she has a store in her house, but then she packs it up and takes it with her on the road, and she goes to crops all over Nova Scotia and southern New Brunswick. But anyway, she was renovating the her store space in her house, taking out the carpet, putting laminate flooring in, and new shelving and painting walls and stuff. And so she came across old stock as she was renovating, and she had one of these, and I saw it pop up on her Facebook page, and I'm like, I want it, please. And I got it. Woohoo. Ha ha. Hi, Eileen. Hello, hello, hello. So I was lucky enough to get one of these. They're not made anymore, so you can't get them unless you're lucky enough like me. And then, of course, being a plaid girl and check, this is a very cool gingham stamp. Now, I didn't pay this much for it because it was on sale. It was on sale. So don't worry, I didn't pay $26 for it. I think I paid $15. Anyway, but it's a gingham stamp, and it's 5x7, so it makes, you know, up to 5x7 card back. So, hey, Carrie Ann. Hello, hello, hello. So, I love that. It's expensive when you know, put a little bit aside here and a little bit aside there, but it's all stuff I've wanted and needed. This was on sale too. She had extra, so it's just like one of those, this belongs to handmade by, a cute little stamp set for cards or the backs of paintings and stuff. So I keep that in my little drawer right here. So, okay. Oh, I finally got, I got these little tiny plates. She had these on sale for, I think it was like $5, I think it was. She had extras. This girl put in this huge order to her shop, this lady. And it was someone she trusted, someone who had put in orders before and never was a problem. She put this huge order in for like several hundreds of dollars. And then never paid it, never claimed it, never got back to her when she emailed her wondering. So she doesn't know what happened or whatever. So then she had to take all of this stuff that the lady had in her pile. And so she put it all on sale to sell it and get it out of her shop. So anyway, they're the cute little ones for the smaller dies. So I thought, oh, those are cool. Never bought them, so. And I finally got a Teflon bone folder. Never had one. I thought, oh, I'm not going to pay that for one. Anyway, she had one. So I thought, I'm going to get one. Hey, Karen. Hey, Karen. Karen from Ireland. Long time no see. At an odd angle. I know they're made for the little Timmy die cutter, but yeah, I would think you would kind of want to put them in like on an angle like this so that they don't get too much pressure. Anyway, I'll try them for $5. If they get wrecked, they get wrecked. Okay, so hello. It even has its own little cool zipper case. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll test this out today. Teflon bone folders, not supposed to make your cardstock shiny. So we'll see if it's worth the money. $26. But they're $26 everywhere in Canada anyway. So take that out. Just stick this in. I don't know if I'll leave it in this, but I'll leave it in there for now. Still haven't finished my desk organization because I don't know. I get part way. I get to the point where I've made it worse instead of better. Okay. Finally got the 4. I just asked her to keep everything until my foil quill pens came in. So these were the 4 I ordered from the very first release. But that's okay, because I haven't done much. Gosh, I can't even see the... One moment, please. Can't even see where the plastic is on this one. Oh, hello. One moment. Okay. Oh, really, Kathy? Yeah, on the jelly plate? Ooh. Well, I think this Teflon one is as close to a real bone folder as I'm going to get clean. Unless I could trust, like, it's not that I don't mind. I use animal products, obviously. But with bone folder, unless I, confirm that they're using it from, already. I don't want them killing an animal just to get bone for the bone folder, you know what I mean? But if they're using the bone from an animal that's been killed for other reasons, which I assume they would be, but I've never seen them in the real bone. Hey, Lucy. Well, you have an old bone folder, Eileen, because you're old. I'm not old like you. Just kidding. Love you, Eileen. You got to remember, I only started all this paper stuff like 8 years ago. Is it 9? Oh gosh, 10 years ago now. Whew. Crazy. 9.5. So I think I went to it. Stampin' Up party, March 2000. Okay, so I have fire brick. Oops. I have fossilized amber. Of course, I need to get what's the green one? I need to get the what's the bright green one? Citrus. I need to get that one because that's my favorite distress color. Well, I'll see. The only bone folders I have are, I'm happy to support Christy. She, tell you, she works hard boxing up and lifting and driving to all these crops so that we can. Oh, but guess what I found out? I discovered we have this gorgeous yarn store in Moncton. I know we used to have one in the mall that was, I don't think they sold the high luxury yarns. Maybe they did. When I first moved here almost 20 years ago, there was a yarn store in the mall here, but it of course closed down. And we have Michael's, but Michael's sells the the yarns I usually use. But I'm getting introduced to these wonderful hand painted wool yarns and stuff. And so I've discovered that there is a yarn store here. So I might have to head over there one day and go shopping when I have some money. I found a couple sweater patterns that I really want to make with these nice yarns. So I wear sweaters all the time. Like in summer in the house, I have the air conditioning on. So, and then vintage photo. Peel paint. So those are my 4 for now. And I need to get the citron or twisted citron or whatever it is. I need to get that. So where will I put these? Over here. So they don't end up on the floor and I have to go hunt them down. There we go. Yes, and I'm going to actually work on a scrapbook album today, Karen. I don't do a whole lot except when I go to my crops, but I am going to work. And then the other thing I got from her was this paper. It's Tim Holtz. And I figured I'd use this for accents on scrapbook pages or cards. So it's his metallic confections. So it's craft paper with metallic. Oh, come on. Didn't go all the way through that. Okay. Oh, it's on the sides too? Oh, annoying. Okay. So it's foil paper, but it's on craft cardstock. So one side's the craft cardstock, and then you have the foil paper. Look at the shine on that foil paper. So of course it's his, there's 4 of each color, I guess. 5 of each color. And then there's gold. And there's teal. Hey, Wendy. Copper. He has one that's gold, silver, and copper only, but I wanted these. This was his new one released before Christmas there. Hey, Monique. Purple. Sorry, it's got a lot of glare, obviously. And then this is like a white gold. So those are the colors. Hey, wait, I missed the green one. I missed the light green. Where's the light green? I skipped it somewhere. Oh, hold on. Oh, there it is. This is really like a sage green. Yeah, so lovely. I love it. Okay, so I have just this paper and oh, wait a minute. Where's the paper from that order? What did I do with it? I had a paper pack from that order too. But I took it out last night to look at it. Oh, I don't know what I did with it. Oh. It's a plaid. It's a Lawn Fawn paper pack of plaid. Oh, well. Oh, here it is. So I got this paper pack as well. Love me some plaid. So this has the plaids on the straight and then on the angle. So it's just 12 pieces of 12 pack of paper, 12 by 12, one of each. Yeah. Okay. And so then I love plaids. Now, not all of these are plaid because technically plaids have to have 3 or more colors. Plaids or tartans have to have 3 or more colors, and they always have, in the narrowest color, they have narrow stripes going through. Like, anyway, so I'll point out the ones that aren't technical, that are check and not plaid, but they're all nice. Some of them are real plaids, and some of them are just, made up by this company. This is just paper. It's very thin. Well, it's thicker than, it's probably like, 24-pound paper. So it's not cardstock, it's just paper, but it's fine. I'm going to be using it, layering it on scrapbook pages and cards. So there's this lovely green and blue one. There's 2 of each color. This is a check. This is not a tartan. It's not a plaid. It is a check. Because there's no smaller lines going through any of the colors here. This can be called a tartan or a plaid because it has the smaller lines going through the larger colors, larger blocks. No, it's not a gingham. There are samples of gingham here. It's not gingham. Gingham's only 2 color, two main colors with a faded color. There is a gingham here. This is a check. I don't know if it's real plaid or tartan, but it is a. So this is a check. Very pretty though. It's not a tartan or plaid. It's a check. This would be considered a tartan or a plaid. I don't know if it's tartan. Tartans. Plaids are only tartans if they're linked to a family or a place, like Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. Every province in Canada, and I should say, not just province, every province, the 10 provinces and 3 territories in Canada all have their own tartan. So tartans are plaids that have specific meaning for each color. So whether this is a tartan or not, I have no idea. This is a plaid. Very nice brown and green and cream. This is a check. This is that lumberjack that's really popular now in pajamas and men's shirts and stuff. This would be a tartan or plaid. This is almost a plaid, but it does have the thinner, so it could be considered a plaid because it does have the thinner line. It has a repeating going both directions. Yeah, many cloths. Okay, now this is a gingham. Okay, this is black gingham. So it has the 2 main colors, black and white. All right, and then it has the other 2 colors that are created when the other colors cross. This is really close to being a plaid. It's not really because it only has the 2 colors. It's more of a check, fancy check. It's all the same size. Tartan. It usually has different widths. Okay, now this is a tartan. This is very close to the Wallace tartan. And they were probably trying to make the Wallace tartan, except this is a little bit, this is cream. The Wallace tartan, it's actually a little more yellow here. The Wallace tartan is the tartan that well, actually, and this is green instead of black. There is green here instead of all black, but it's similar to the Wallace tartan. The Wallace tartan is black, red, and yellow, and that's what we wore in our pipe band. The pipers wore Wallace McLeod, which was yellow with black, and then the thin red stripes. So, oh no, Vaughn! Vaughn got kicked out of brownies. Uh-oh. This is very similar to. It's kind of close to the Cape Breton tartan. See, this is the Cape Breton tartan. So it's fairly similar. Cape Breton tartan doesn't have red though. So take out the red and it'd be very close to the Cape Breton tartan. I like that. This is a check. It's kind of a it's sort of a double gingham. It's not a real gingham, but it has 3 colors instead of 2. So I guess you call it a check. Flannel, true. Flannel. That's right, Wendy. Flannel. Sort of a tartan. Green and yellow. Nice. But these are, I bought these. I love this one because it kind of shows it's kind of a faux gingham as well. It's a check, but it shows the, rolls of the fabric. Poor Vonnie. Another check. Sorry, I'm going too slow through this. A check. To be a tartan, it'd have to have the yellow and white going this way too, not just one way. This could be a tartan, although tartans don't usually have, I guess sometimes they do. I have seen some that have that same size going both ways. And here's another one that shows the blanket all crumpled, wrinkled up. I love that. I have some cool family pictures of us when we were out, like at a picnic or whatever. So some of these are going to get used for that, for those pages. This is similar to the Black Watch, except the Black Watch has white stripes in it. It's also close to the McKay tartan, which my mom is, except the McKay tartan has red in it, I think, or yellow. I can't remember exactly. This is lovely. Another one that shows the wrinkled texture of the blanket. Oh, cool, Vaughn. This is very pretty. The purple and the blue and the red. That's a nice tartan. Another check. This would be cool on a Christmas page or Christmas cards. And then this looks like the Dress Stewart tartan. Uh-oh, Eileen got a book from Twitter. All right, so then these are I got 3 of these because I was looking, I love neutral. And when you do scrapbooking, or even card making, you can never have too many neutrals. And I'm going to show you the books that I'm making. I'm making family scrapbook. I thought I had enough paper because I wanted to make them in white and cream or white and ivory. So I made the books, bound them, and I used black. Oops. I've got my camera wire taped to my light, but of course with the heat of the light, it loosens the glue on my tape, so it keeps falling off. So with these books, they're all homemade. I use my black chipboard on the cover, so I will put something on the inside of the cover, but I'm going to leave it because I might do kind of like a journaling page here, just with a note to my sisters or to whoever looks at these books in the future. But I have these. So what I used for the pages is Michael's 110 pound. Their 110 pound cardstock is way heavier. Okay, you can hear that. Way heavier than the 110 pound cardstock that you get from Staples, which sounds weird, but it is. It's like almost twice as heavy, and it's great for pages of scrapbooks. And then I'm layering. So I'm using I just used the 8.5 by 11 pages. I didn't cut them down at all. So these books are 8.5 by 11. The cover is 9 by 11.5 or whatever. So I'm using 12 by 12 cardstock, or paper. And I absolutely hate wasting paper. So I was not going to cut my 12 by 12 cardstock into 8.5, like 8 by 11 to cover my pages, because then you waste so much paper. So what I did is cut it by 6 cut it 9 by 6. No, 10. Excuse me. 10 by 6. I cut 10 by 6, which left me these leftovers, right? So I filled in the leftover part of my 6 inches with these leftovers. So first I went through, so I didn't have enough black cardstock, okay, to do my whole book. So what I had was a package of paper that had black, gray, and it had this ivory, and then I also had a pack of cream. So we have ivory and we have cream. All right. And I had the papers that I had. You can see that some of the papers that I have the ivory. And some of the papers that I had cream and black. Hey, Jacqueline. Wait a minute, Vicki. Oh, hi, Vicki. I'm just getting on the scrapbooks now, Vicki. I was just sharing stuff. So I had several packs of paper that had this black and cream, and I had a couple of books that had this black and ivory. But then I started running out. I didn't have enough for 3 books. Anyway, so what I did first is I went through and I covered all of the pages that had the same color background. So the gray ones, what I did with the gray ones is on the gray pages, there were some that had gray, and then I just left the gray as the accent. Some of the grays, I put the pop of color, but it's kind of like a vintage color pop. So there's an ivory one, so I used ivory paper. I haven't done the ones that have the different size, different color page yet. So I have to go back and do those. But I did all the ones that have So I went through first, and on all 3 books, I've done the ones that have the same color cardstock on either side. So I went through and I did all those first. See, I left these ones blank. I'll go back and do those ones later. So I went through. These are going to be more like photo albums than scrapbooks. I'm going to be printing in 3x4 most of the pictures. I have some family photos that I'm going to do in 4x6, and the 4x6 it'll take 2 on a page. But most of them are going to be 3x4. Okay. So anyway, I was running out of paper. I'm at the point now where I'm going back, and I want to do all 3 the same. Mine has a different cover than theirs because I only had 2 of these pages. And the book is going to be called The Story of Us. So these are going to hold all the photos that I scanned from the slides, and the ones that I scanned from old pictures that we found that none of us have in our photo albums because they're all new finds in the last couple of years. So that's what's going to go in these photo albums. So it's our old historic photos. It's going to go in. And then depending on how many pages I have left. So now I have to go back and fill in all these pages. Hey, Elaine. Oh, no. Now they're talking about Portugal tile papers. I hope someone tweeted the link, Dr. Dot. Oh, Lucy, the scanner? Oh, it is like, if you guys have, hold on, where is it? Oh, I think I put it over on the shelf because it was getting in my way. It is the best little scanner. Let me get it. Let me pull it up on my Amazon so I can show you guys. It is so quick. It does negatives, and it does negatives and slides. I have to go back quite a ways because, yeah, I've got tons of orders here. Way too many. It's all right. I have to be good for a couple of months. Where are you? I didn't think it was this far back. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, so anyway, it's a little scanner, and it will scan right onto an SD card, or you can connect it to your computer to scan. But you don't have to be by a computer to scan into it because it'll scan right onto the SD card. So, oh, there it is. So it's the Digit Now, 22 megapixels. So it'll do negatives or slides. So, and it's very, very light. So it'll sit right in your hands. You push the slide in, you have a slide in, and you have one ready to go in, and it pokes the other one out the other side. So you just put, when it comes up on the little screen, you click, and it scans the slide, push the next one in, take the other one out. So you can sit and watch TV and scan your negatives or your slides. It's a wonderful thing. So it's a great little thing. It was quick. It was easy. Then you just take the SD card and put it back. So anyway, as I was saying, I ran out of running out of papers. So I thought, oh man, I need some gray and brown and neutral papers for the background because I don't want anything fancy. I want them, to be background. So then I found this K and Company. Still a few people have paper packs in, not many, but anyway, came across this designer paper. Life's Little Occasions is the name of it. I found it on Amazon. I bought 3 of them because I figured even if I don't need all of them for the book. And the nice thing is there's 3 of each one. So that works out perfectly for my book, right? There's 3 of each one, and the back is a solid. There's 3 of each one. The back is a solid, so I can use those for the sides, right? Easily. Cute little check. So I wanted subtle background neutrals. So it's not all going to end up being black and cream, but that's okay. So this is kind of like a greenish gray, but it is gray. So that'll work on gray pages. And this is brown. chocolate brown. Then this is it's not quite a white. It's fairly white. It's a gray white with cream. It's like a gray. It's just gold. Oh, really, Eileen? Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear. Elaine. Oh, it just makes me like listen, I'll put up with the snow and the snowstorms that we get so that we don't have to worry about. I mean, we get minor 2.0 earthquakes just off the shore, but I mean, nothing once every 4 or 5 years, I've never felt one. We only ever get the tail end of hurricanes. Halifax has it a little worse off than us, but they're right on the Atlantic Ocean where the hurricanes come up off the eastern coast there. But yeah, no, we don't have to worry about hurricanes. We don't have to worry about tornadoes. The odd tornado goes through northern. They get them every now and then up in northern New Brunswick, between Quebec and New Brunswick. But not even that often. Once every 8 or 10 years, you'll hear of a little tornado. But nothing like the Midwest, man. I'll take our winters any day, because we don't have to live through tornado warnings and stuff. We have greenish gray. So even though it's green, it's a very, very sagey green. So it's a very neutral green. And look at this. Oh, I don't know. I mean, love this page. Just love it. Love it. Love it. It's a sage green. It's just gorgeous. Hey, Mr. Potato Head. And then this wonderful charcoal. So they all have subtle backgrounds. So that's what I was looking for. Look at this yummy, kind of like worn straw almost. It looks like a woven basket that's all kind of worn. And then another charcoal spot, dots, polka dots. So they're all three are the same, and there's 3 of each color. So I'll have more than enough to work on my book. So that's what I plan to do. I don't know. Okay, so let's see what page I'm on. Okay, so on these ones so my plan is on the pages that are, see, they have different color paper. I'm cutting the paper to be 11 by 6 so that they totally cover. The only place you can see that there are different backgrounds is at the binding. So, hey, Norma. Oh, no, Elaine. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so where am I? All right, so I'm on this one that is cream and cream and gray. Let's go to the gray ones. Or the cream. Oh, I like that. I love this one too. Okay, I think I'm going to use this one. Well, guys, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know what I want to do. I don't feel like doing anything, actually. Except... So I'm going to cut this at 11 inches. I'm going to... I don't blame you, Elaine, for being scared to go to bed. Sheesh. Six. All right, so then what I want to do is, I think I'm going to use one of the books. One moment. Be right back. Sorry about that, but sometimes when the potty people call, yeah, I gotta answer. Okay. So, as I was saying, okay, right now, did I? No. Okay. So, I think right now I can put that one there. Excuse me, that's just because I was up and walking around. Thanks, Judy. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is, okay, so I either want to use, the solid of the same color, or a different texture. No, it's brown. So that's on the brown side. So let's go back here. So either it's not the right color. So either I want to what's going on here? Okay, so all right. So I just got to keep in mind which one I'm just going to put a little X on the front of the one that I've taken the 3 out of, so I know. So I wonder if I have any. These are my extras. I'm trying to do the 3 of them the same, just because, number one, it's easier for me to know which papers I have left. Guys, I'm going to turn this way. Because I think I was pretty well out of papers, leftovers. This is what I was using. So this is what I have left to work with. That wouldn't be too bad with those if I have a third one of those. What's on the other side of these? Okay, so there's a third one of those. So if they cut in half, they should work, I think. wish I had space to work here. That would be so nice. See, this is the other one that I had, and I had purchased this for making wedding albums for a friend who wanted black and cream. Well, actually, my cousin's son. Oh, actually, I really like this. Okay, anyway. And this was left from a long time ago when I made Karsten and Stacia's wedding albums. All right. Sorry, knocking my light here. All right. So let's cut these to 11. Easily cuts through 3 pages. And then these are 4 inches, so I'll cut them at 2. Oh, if I put that there, it's going to mess up the camera probably. Okay, so got my trusty ATG gun here. I've got this really cool ATG gun holder that one of the ladies in our crop group, her husband made these, sold them for $10. So it's perfect. It really makes it easy. Oh, didn't get down that side very easily, did I? Hey, Kimberly. Yeah, like I said earlier, sorry I've been MIA recently, but I have been consumed with knitting podcasts, and I've been binge watching a sisters podcast. I'm on episode 71 of The Grocery Girls. They don't knit during the podcast. They chat, they show yarns, they show projects that they're knitting on, and then they just chat. They're from Edmonton, Alberta, and they're just, oh my gosh, they're funny. And good old Canadian girls. Anyway, and they've since they started their podcast 3 years ago, they are now designing knitting patterns. They're going to be published in a Norwegian design book, even of color work patterns. So it's been really cool to see their. And one of the sisters has an Etsy store called Mrs. Brown's Bags. She sews knitting and crocheting project bags. And so she has an Etsy store and is doing really well selling these project bags that she sews. But they don't only show their own stuff. They are very good about showing other designers patterns that they knit, and they've gone to these knit retreats and knit shows. And I discovered there is a Knit East show that's at the Algonquin. Which is let's just say it is it doesn't really matter. It's separated from it anyway. Let's just say it's not a hotel I can afford to go to. They have some cool classes that are only like $70 a class, which is really neat. But they also have like a marketplace, so they have vendors there that are coming that do hand-dyed yarn and stuff. So, but I don't know if I'm quite ready to start buying the really expensive stuff yet. So there is a yarn store here in town that sells some nice wool that's not quite the $25 a ball or $30 a ball hand painted yarns, but still the nice wool. So if I get back, like I want to do some really nice sweaters. I wear sweaters all the time. I really want to have some nice sweaters. So, oh, really, Kimberly? No more chat jail? Ooh. That's nice. Maybe there isn't. I do have mine set that's not really, according to the settings, it's not supposed to put people in jail because I have it set 1 second. So technically you shouldn't really go to, I'm looking for my cut edges. Not that it matters, I guess. Oh, there's an incident here again in Moncton, in the same neighborhood as where our RCMP officers were murdered 3 years ago. So it was the same neighborhood. Some guy himself. Oh, that did not cut straight. That's so annoying. I knew that. I should have cut it one at a time. So I'm going to move it over a little bit. Show up as much, maybe. All right, Jean, stop being so insistent on. Yeah, look how crooked it went. Oh, my Lord, Jean. Yeah, he had himself hunkered up in his house with supposedly firearms. They haven't released the full details yet, but it was a 12-hour standoff. Of course, unlike last time, our RCMP officers are supposedly trained now for those incidents. Last time it happened 4 years ago. It just so happened that the officers who deal with the heavy armed whatever, these standoff situations, because we've never had them before 4 years ago, they were all away for the weekend being trained when the guy 4 years ago took out 3 of them. All right, so that works. Let me tell you, when I put these kinds of albums together, I go through rolls and rolls and rolls of this. I could never use those little, double-sided, those little wee ones. Yeah. That cost twice. They cost like 3 times the amount of these rolls, because I buy these rolls in bulk from findtape.com. And even with the shipping from the US, which is not very expensive considering, and with the dollar exchange, it's still cheaper than buying them at, because I get them for about depending on the sale that's going on when I order them, they're between $2 and $2.15 a roll. So they're very reasonable. Oh no, Eileen, really? I don't even have a home phone anymore, and if the phone number comes up on my iPhone, that is like a 1-800 number without recognition, then I just don't answer it, and then I block the caller, so they can't get through a second time. Granted, they have hundreds of phone numbers that they call through, but that's all right. I just don't answer, and they get okay, I didn't do very well getting down I've got a shadow, so I'm not getting down goodness gracious. It will roll off. It will roll off. And just go along the edge to make sure anything that's out over the edge is taken care of. Fold it back. Well, the journaling by fives was fun to watch. Glad I wasn't doing it. Yeah, no way I'm doing it. Not a chance. There's one book. This is my cover. Doesn't have any butterflies on it. Just design. So like I said, I might cut out a butterfly or something from black cardstock and put it on. But anyway, it's going to be The Story of Us is the title. I forget which one I just put down. Is it? Yeah, okay. So it's right after the stripes. All right. Yeah, so it is this one. Alrighty. So put this on first. Thanks, Joan. So I know this is very boring for everyone just to watch me putting paper down, but you guys can have fun in chat, and I'm just not, this is about as creative as I'm feeling right now. And like I said, I'm going to spend tomorrow getting my photos already on a stick and maybe go to Walmart on Wednesday, get them all printed because I have a crop on Friday, Saturday, coming up this coming Friday and Saturday. And I want to be able to start putting my photos in. So, oh, you enjoy hearing me talk and cough, Avon. Speaking of which, oh, one moment. I need to get my one moment, see if I can reach my. Oh, no, I can't. Where are my large scissors? My large Timmy scissors. I have to use them for pickup duty. My lozenge just fell on the floor. Perfect. I need to buy another grabber thingy. It broke on me. Oh, not these days, Kathy. My flu 3 years ago, and I still don't have my voice back from 3 years ago, especially right now. Oh, Vaughn, that's sweet. I was fine. I was just watching the Grocery Girls, and they call themselves the Grocery Girls because their parents have owned an IGA grocery store in Edmonton, Alberta for over 50 years. So they worked there growing up, and they work there now. They do the office stuff, payroll, and that kind of stuff. And so when they were looking for a name for their podcast, said even though it has nothing to do with knitting, it is part of who they are. So they call themselves the Grocery Girls. Anyway, if you guys like knitting or whatever, the nice thing about their podcast is they're not knitting while they podcast. Some knitting podcasts do. They do knit and show techniques and stuff like that. But these guys, they just sit and talk, and they talk about designers, and they talk about yarns that they're knitting. They show things that they knit from. They usually podcast every 2 to 3 weeks. Sometimes it's a month, depending on what's going on. But the nice thing is because they're not knitting while they're talking, and they're just talking and having conversations, and they just sit and talk as if they're, talking to each other and talking to us as if we're in the same room kind of thing. And they just have this wonderful, because they're sisters, and they know each other so well, they have this wonderful rapport, and they're funny as all get out. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. And they're just wonderful people. They have tons of giveaways. They have knit-alongs, and they have amazing prizes for their knit-alongs. So I'm caught up to actually January of 2019 for their podcast. So when I first found them, I found them when I was looking up something from. I had been watching Marley Bird videos, and I was searching something that she had mentioned, and so I was searching that, and I came upon this Grocery Girls, YouTube page, and I was like, oh, and it said, 2 sisters from Edmonton, Alberta, and of course, whenever I see that, I've been like, ooh, Canadians, and so you can actually it's really nice to kind of work along, and you don't have to I don't know, it's my old lady brain. I used to be when I was teaching, and it's because I'm out of practice, but when I was teaching, I was really good at multitasking and hearing more than one thing at a time and focusing on more than one thing at a time if the kids were working on their own, going back and forth from one kid to the other and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, But now it's like sometimes if I'm trying to watercolor, especially watercolor, because it kind of takes a little focus, even to watercolor sometimes and listen to my audiobook, unless it's a real no-brainer audiobook. But if it's a mystery or a thriller where you have to kind of pick up clues, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, another chapter. What happened in the last chapter? Like, and I'll have to go back and listen to a chapter on my audiobook, like sometimes. So the nice thing about this podcast is they're just like talking and having a conversation. If they're showing a yarn, you can peek up and have a look at the yarn that they're showing and talking about, but then go back to work and just be entertained. Even though it's video, it's almost like an audio podcast. So it's really fun to work along with and stuff. When I watch art videos, YouTube videos while I'm working, I end up not getting anything done because I want to watch. If I'm watching a Dee Dee recording, I want to watch Dee Dee do her art. Or if I'm watching, a recording from someone else on YouTube doing art, you want to watch them do their art. So this is kind of just a no-brainer. Good entertainment. They're funny. Yeah, poor Vaughn. You did great, though, for your first jelly plating, Vaughn. That was for your first attempt. That was very brave. Oh, darn it. I'm never going to get that up. No. And it's not straight. Oh, good. It's mine. I'll cover that. Good. It's mine. It's not my sister's. Oops. So. Uh-oh. That went on crooked. I have to trim that off. Okay, Judy. All right. Wait a minute. I was just going to do something. See? Old lady brain again. Yeah, I was going to trim this off, but then I thought, oh, I have to do something, and now I forget what I was going to do. Ugh. Anyway, that's all right. I'm going to do it now because I'll forget later, and I won't notice it. Now, I was thinking that once I get all my photos on here and all my journaling, I might take these off the coils, put them in page protectors, 8.5 by page protectors, and then trim off the 3-ring binding part of the page protector and hole punch with this binding with my cinch the page protectors and then put them back in. So so that they have some protection for over the years. So put it all behind page protectors. So I think that's what I'm going to do for now. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to have to take. Thanks, Vaughn. It was a necessity to make my paper go further because I didn't want to cut these to 8.5 by 11 because you waste a lot more of paper, right? And then I wouldn't get my two sides. So it's a design element that's been forced by paper management. That's what I call it, paper management. So because it would be a lot less work if I just put them on the page. It'd be a heck of a lot less work. But I like to make all left over by the size. I do suggest, though, by FaceTime, Vaughn, it would have been a lot easier for both of you if you had set it up as a hangout instead and had Norma in the hangout, and she could have just been a picture. She didn't have to be on video. She could have just been a picture like me when I like on the journaling by fives. But then she would have been in real time with you instead of having the lag. So I wish I had realized you guys were going to do it the way you did it, because then I would have advised you to do the hangout instead. Would have been so easier. Bye, Vicky. So anyway, but for next time, now that we know how to work the hangouts and that it works and all that stuff, the journaling by five hangout. Oh, Ian's going to help you figure that out? Oh, excellent. Excellent, excellent. Good. Because it's really easy to do once you figure out which button to push instead of the way you go in now. It's just a different way of going live. That's all. It's easy peasy. So, good. Glad you have some help. No, I'm not quitting. Nope. I'm just working away. Started, I'm excuse me. Oh, gosh. I'm just papering pages, though, Vicky. So, don't feel obliged to stay. But it is a good chance for people to work along with a voice in the background because I'm not doing anything too exciting. I have a plan for my next watercolor, but I wasn't ready to start it today. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not ready to start it. So the way my light is, I'm creating shadows here with my gun. It's making it hard for me to see what I'm doing. So anyway. Oh, then you're not gone. Welcome back. Go ahead, money. All right. I don't know. I never got any of that terrible stuff from my kitties. Thank goodness. All right. So what's the next two? They must be like gray and black or something. Hold on. So there's that one. And there's that. So then my next one's okay. So gray and cream doesn't really. Maybe I'll do. Maybe I'll do this one. It's almost white. Not really. All right. Let me see if it has. Oh, wait a minute. This might be 3. Hold on. I don't want to use one that has 3 of them. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that has 3. These ones have 3. I think. No, that one doesn't. But I don't think that's going to work. It's on the other side. Ooh, the other side is just cream, though, so that might work. 2. There's 3 of those already. There's 3 of these left. Okay, so those are good for pages because there's 3 of each left. Stop it. This would be. See, except I don't like that it doesn't have the cream background. So I think. Be nice to use a color, wouldn't it? See, there's 3 of those, so I don't want to use I don't want to use anything that has 3 of them, because then I can use them as pages. And I want something that's not too. So I have 3 of these, so I think I might use something like this on that first page. I don't think anything in here is going to look good. So I can do. I think I'm going to, even though there's 3 of these, I think I'm going to use this because it is opposite. Sorry about that. Because they're both K & Company, completely different. Look at this. They're different series, different collections, but it's the same pattern, only opposite. Good one, Norma. So I'm going to use this as for my accent. Alrighty. So I don't need that one. Learned my lesson last time. I'm going to cut them separately. Stop being lazy, Jean. Oh, one moment, please. I realized I forgot to take my pills with my lunch. I ate just before I came up, or supper, I mean. It was actually supper. My supper meds. Excuse me. Oh, that water's nice and cold. Actually, this one's still connected at the top, so it should be okay for at the same time. Still glued at the top. Oh, there go my... Okay. And then with this, needs to be cut to 11. And then oh, my bag's getting full of paper. And then I'll do it in 4-inch first. 4-inch. And 4-inch. 2. Because there's a 1/2 inch that's taken up for the binding, so 6 plus 2 is 8. And that's all you need for the edge. Hey, Debbie. Countdown is on, I'm sure. I'm just doing some scrapbooking today. Well, scrapbooking prep. Prepping my books so they're ready for photos on the weekend. I probably won't get it all done today. I'll stop before I get to that point probably, but so I'm just matting pages. And I've got 3 scrapbooks that are going to be the same, one for myself and one for each of my sisters. I mean, if I'm making one, I may as well make 3, right? One for each of my sisters, so, or one of each of my 2 sisters, I should say. Oh, darn it. That's all right. I'll just add a little more tape. Peeled it up, but I didn't have it. I had a... Well, I didn't do a very good job measuring that, did I? Oh, well. I'm very picky. So our teachers have one more month. This is the last long weekend for their school year. And they go till, the kids go till like the 23rd of June or whatever that Friday is. And then the teachers go until the Tuesday the next week. They have a day, 2 days the next week for finishing up cue cards and paperwork and that kind of stuff. And moving classrooms, if any of the teachers have to move classrooms, that gets done in those last 2 days. Well, sometimes the last day or 2 that the kids are there, the teachers will get classrooms moved as well. They have students to help them out. Students are always happy to help teachers move stuff, so, well, most of them are. You ordered a landscape set of markers and a blue set. Oh. Cool. So for those of you who came in late since I showed this, I've been working on some crocheting techniques the last couple of weeks. So I finally figured out my tension and how to do this cool plaid pooling technique. This is all one piece of yarn that's specially dyed in certain lengths of variegation. So you have to move. Debbie, are you... I didn't watch your last stream. I can't remember why I missed on Saturday. Are you assured of a job? I hope so. Because, I mean, your kids always do so well. Or is it because you're changing grades or just packing up for the summer cleaning? Yeah, waxing floors, yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, the custodians have to be able to move stuff. And yeah. So bookshelves have to be cleared off and stuff. I always had to, all my musical instruments had to be moved out of my room and put in the closet on the stage, storage room on the stage, and stuff like that. So that turned out cool, eh? Ended up finding the same paper. Oh, I should have made sure those circles lined up. Well, that was silly. See, on this side I did. This side I put them upside down. Well, dang it. But once you get pictures on there, you're not going to notice anyway. That's just me being picky. All right, so let's set this up so this one does go down correctly. So with the little ones on the bottom. Okay, so with the little ones on the bottom, Jean. All right. I know, right, Monique? Oh, yeah, exactly, Debbie. Luckily, as a music teacher, I didn't really have much that people wanted to take from my room. Except pens and pencils and stuff, you know, you end up with, it's like, Andrea. 40 miles per hour. Just 60 kilometers. And if it's just starting at that, but oh, Monique, they have rolling carts and stuff that you can borrow from the custodians for moving stuff. Or let the kids do the heavy rolling and moving and lifting. But yeah, it's a pain, but you know, it's one of those things teachers do that people don't realize teachers do. Because yeah, you know, we only work 6 hours a day, right? We make such good money, all those, you know, every summer and every Christmas off. And people start saying things like that. I'm like, so if it's such a great job, why aren't you a teacher? Oh, I'd kill the kids. Well, there you go. So, box sets, your shelves, binders, that kind of stuff. Exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't have to move any of your glassware and that kind of stuff though, because it'd be in your, like you say, in your cabinets. built-in cabinets and stuff. So did Jenna? I was going to drop in at Janet's place just before I came in, and I noticed she was off air, so I guess she had to stop early, did she? Oh, okay. Power started to flicker. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I just don't. Hi, Sophia. Oh, no. Oh, poor little guy. Of course, I'm sure he's not quite as little. They grow away too quickly, don't they? Oh, sorry. So today, Sophia, I'm just putting together, I'm just prepping my pages for photographs for my family photo albums that I'm doing. I'm not really calling them scrapbooking because they're not going to have they're not going to be a whole bunch of embellishments on the pages. It's going to be mostly just matting pictures, putting them down. So it'll just be like a fancy photo album. Still scrapbook, but not all fancy like some. Hey, Jilly. So I'm doing 3. Excuse me. 3 the same. 1 for each of us. Or is it teething, Sophia? Could it be teething? Or is it a bug? Oh, well, it's nothing worse than when little ones are feeling good. Poor thing. Even if it is, I shouldn't say just teething, but I mean. Oh, 38.8? Oh, that's not very good. That's about 101, I think. 101, yeah, because 37 is normal. Oh, that's certainly enough to make him feel terrible. Oh, all right. You guys get to watch me refill my tape gun. Woohoo! When we're at crops, all the ladies get me to refill their tape guns for them. I'm like, no, 40 is about 102 or 3. Just under 102, yeah. That's what I thought. I'm used to converting our temperatures in the summer to Fahrenheit because my brain still thinks Fahrenheit, even though we've been metric since I was in grade 9. We've been metric for like 40 years, and I still think kilometers I'm a little better at, but I still convert even with kilometers. But okay, Joan, that sounds like fun. Yes, I showed my stencils at the beginning too, Sophia. Yay! And I hope you got it all sorted out with your delivery and all that kind of stuff, Sophia. I hope I gave you some good advice to call and get it sorted. Over this one, under that one. It's like threading a sewing machine, only way easier. Oh, where's my slots? There they are. Oh, I always forget this part. This part you need on so that the tape backing doesn't start popping off when this fit starts to fill up. Okay. All right, where was I? Like I said, when I'm doing my albums like this, and when I used to do mini albums, go through rolls and rolls and rolls of this tape, because I'd rather, for me, when I'm taping, more is more. I don't do the less is more when I'm pouring. Okay. Oops. Well, next week I hope to have some photos in these albums to show you, because the crop is on the weekend. Well, you won't worry as much if you have wine and cheese in your tornado shelter. That's for sure. I remember when the first time I saw The Wizard of Oz, it was on TV, I guess. I don't know. I was like, I was 9 or 10. It might have been younger than that. Not sure, but I remember how disappointed I was when I found out that it was all a dream. Oh, yay, Sophia. Woohoo. All right, so I did all 3 of those. So the next page, I think I'm going to do on these page, because they're cream, it's cream and black. Put them in here somewhere. Where did I stick them in? Oh, they're there. Stuck them in this one. Oh, it's the cream one, isn't it? It's not the cream, it's the ivory. And I don't think I have 3 of these ivory ones. Do I? Or do I? No. They don't have 3 ivory ones. All right, so let's go back to here then. So I might do that. Oh, no, I like that. That's cream, though. Oh, I love that. That would be nice. The gold would be nice. Or that plaid. Okay, so either that or the gold. Let me see what I've got before and after it. I think I'm going to go with the gold. Where is it? I think I'll go with this one. Oh, what will I put with it? What? Oh, what? Oh, what? One moment. I think I have. I think I'm going to put some plain with it. Let's see what I have here. Are these all greens? Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, I thought I had some. Hold on. I know I have some plain. Cream. Just a minute. These are nice because it's textured, and that'll look nice. Oh no, Jeannie just got back from homeschool. Are you right? Not Jeannie, right? She's like my fraternal twin because you have the same sounding name, but not spelled the same. Darn it. Okay, I guess I'll make it 11 inches this way. It'll cut most of that bend off. This is nice textured. I don't know if it's Basil cardstock or Recollections, but it's lovely textured cardstock. Well, not sure what that spot is. The other side isn't as textured, so get that spot off. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. It's cream rather than the ivory of that, but that's why I want to put the paper down. Got a bit of a wonky cut there. There. Fixed that with my fingernail. Norma. Thanks for coming. All righty. Have a good supper, dinner. Nice. It's nice paper. Okay. It's very sticky tape. I get the extra tacky or whatever it's called. Yeah, Eileen's very good at helping others spend their money. Jeannie. Sorry. Wonder. Oops. Went a little crooked there. This is like as bad as watching paint dry, you guys. I'm surprised. Some of you are still here. But at least you guys get to visit with each other. Well, it was this or nothing today because I just was not ready to watercolor. I'm basically recovered from my cough. It's not keeping me up at night, but it's still not on my back to my course. Just I was on a good sleeping schedule when I was at home in Nova Scotia at my sister's, and then I was kept up so many nights coughing that my schedule's all a wonk again, and I'm back to my night owl schedule, and trying to sort through that is. Ugh. Oh, thanks, Monique. Snarky stickers. Oh, Diane Reevely has some very great snarky stickers. Oh, for heaven's sakes! Ugh. It's annoying me big time. All right, I'm going to have to turn this upside down because this piece of paper on the bottom has gotten so curled up, it won't line up for me. So, see, easy peasy, except when you have rolled up paper. Okie doke. Welcome. Welcome back, Sophia. Oh, it certainly isn't a nice, very nice long weekend here. Rainy all weekend, most of the weekend. Yesterday was a little bit warmish, but wasn't nice. Used to be when Victoria Day weekend, we camped. We belonged to a campers group called NCHA, National Campers and Hikers Association. It was all over the US and Canada. And then there were local chapters, and we belonged to the Good Turn campers. Turn as in the bird, TERN, but we did Good Turns. That's how we came up with our name, but we did a play on words. Anyway, we were the Good Turn campers, and we on the long we had several provincial. We had a provincial camp out every Labor Day weekend, which kind of ended the summer of camping. But then the long Labor Day or long May weekend, we had a provincial camp, and we got our trailers and campers out to get the cobwebs all out for the summer season. So it was kind of like the first time for a lot of people getting out and camping, getting the cobwebs out, getting the trailers back fit for the road. Oops. Uh-oh. Tape goober. All right. They're funny. I'm just not sure where I would use those stickers or stamps. I get a good chuckle out of them, but oh, I love Maxine. Oh my gosh. That cartoonist is a hoot. I love those artistic impression stamps with the, ladies. It's usually 3 ladies on them. Oh, they have some cute snarky sayings for cards and stuff. Oh, for goodness sakes. All right. It's going to be a little crooked. It's mine. Again. Ugh. At least you get to hear me growl. Oh. See, I've got a lot of these done. It's just every second one I don't have completed. So putting a little color in here. Oh, almost dropped that one. Bye, Vaughn. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I'm going to be stopping in a few minutes. I think this will be my last page because it is almost my 8 o'clock. So I need to bend my knees a bit and get a cup of coffee. Grab something to eat. I think I'm going to put a hamburger on in the deep fry. Not deep fryer, air fryer. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, you didn't know who Maxine was, Sophia? Oh my gosh, she's hilarious. Yeah, Auntie Acid's pretty good too. But I like Maxine better. Oh. Sorry, I'm just switching knees. One up, one down. Arthritis, because it's not pain, they just get stiff. The pain is still under control with my injections, but maybe I'll make French toast for supper. I didn't have eggs for breakfast. I think that's what I want. I want French toast. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have instead of a hamburger. Yep. Oops. Night, Debbie. Oops, well, I messed that one up. Now that I'm set up for this, I can work on this during the week and get my pages all ready to go. There. Okay, I messed that up a little bit, but I'll put a picture there or something. Okay. So I'm going to keep working on these during the week. Let's see, how many pages do I have left to do? Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got lots of pages. 6, 7, 8, and then the back. So I've got 8.5 pages in each to do yet. So anyway, I'll work at it as the week goes on. It's pretty thick. And I still have to add pictures, so it's going to get thick. Yes, I did, Lucy. I used my cinch. I used black chipboard, and I used Michael's 110-pound cardstock. This is Michael's 110-pound cardstock, but it would work with their 65-pound would work too. With the added paper, it would be thick enough. So thanks everyone for coming. Thanks, Lucy. See you all later.